A divine technique within a divine technique. Everything has been reversed. Oh yeah. Today is my day. Let's finish this before the Chapter 15 leak is released. But before that, please like and subs. Thanks. The story begins after Momoshiki's awakening due to the severe injuries Boruto received as a result of protecting Sarada. Momoshiki, who took over Boruto's body, unexpectedly helped Kawaki escape from them, which Momoshiki should not have done. Even Momoshiki seemed to help Kawaki, who wanted to kill Boruto. And while they were chasing Kawaki, who had escaped from them, Momoshiki was seen speaking something to Boruto. And it was from here that Momoshiki stated to Boruto that what was previously said to him has now begun. And on the other hand, Shikamaru and several other ninjas were simultaneously looking for Kawaki, who had escaped. Even with Sukuna Hikona, they seemed so annoyed with that ability because it made it difficult to track him, plus his chakra was also difficult to detect. And based on what Kawaki had done to Boruto and the Hokage, some of them were furious and had even decided that as a traitor, Kawaki should be killed. And because Boruto had been seriously injured earlier, Sasuke told them to take Boruto to the hospital to be treated for the wound in his eye. And while Sasuke, he planned to help the others to find Kawaki. But because he felt that Boruto as his son was hurt and there was a threat to his life. Then Mitsuki also decided to look for Kawaki. And because he saw Mitsuki going alone, Boruto actually told Sarada to chase him, because with a situation that looked unsettled, this would be dangerous if left alone. So now Boruto let them all go, and while he was alone. But before we see what Boruto will do afterwards, Kawaki, who had escaped far from where they were, suddenly felt that his chakra was almost exhausted. Even his Sukuna Hikona ability could not last any longer due to his increasingly depleted chakra. And because of that, Kawaki tried to hide and rest behind a tree for a while recovering his chakra again. And because she felt that her loved one was in trouble, Ida, who saw him with Shenrigan eyes, immediately sought him out and helped him. But seeing Ida flying, Damon, who didn't have the ability to fly at the time, was forced to follow her by land. At the same time, Shikamaru, who was seen running after Kawaki, suddenly heard a voice, which was Amado. He said that he didn't have to kill Kawaki, because according to Amado, he had another way to stop him. In other words, even though people had decided to kill Kawaki, Amado, also as a person who had awakened his karma, would not allow Kawaki to be killed, because if Kawaki dies, then all his plans to revive his daughter will be in vain. And therefore, Amado provided assistance to Shikamaru to take Kawaki to the emergency stop in the same way he did when disabling Delta. And that can only be done by a special voice or command that only Amado can do. But there has to be an agreement, and the agreement is based on what I just said. Don't kill Kawaki after he is disabled. Because the situation and conditions that have occurred are so bad, and even Kawaki's attitude has also crossed the line, then whatever Amado offers will no longer be considered. And so with that, whatever will happen, Kawaki must be killed. And even though Amado looked pleading, it wouldn't change everything. But fortunately, when Kawaki was hiding behind the tree, he saw Ida coming to help him. Even as a man she cares about deeply, no matter what Kawaki has done to Konoha, Ida will remain by his side. Although at first Kawaki didn't believe that Ida was by his side, because her chakra would be detected by them and it would be a danger to Kawaki, but Ida said that with her, Kawaki would be fine and that she wouldn't even let them touch him. But in essence, as she listened to all of Kawaki's complaints and saw the despair on his face, she held Kawaki's face with the aura surrounding her body. And instantly, a great light seemed to envelop this world with great power. And at the same time, it seemed to carry Kawaki, flying in the midst of that great power. A strong, godlike power was used by Ida to protect Kawaki. Even some of the people chasing Kawaki and others looked so confused by the aura and light that had just occurred, a world that seemed to feel a great power. And after Ida used that great ability, her body seemed to go limp and fell in Kawaki's arms. And at the same time, some of the shinobi who had been chasing and looking for Kawaki suddenly showed a different reaction to Kawaki. And Boruto, who had previously been away from them because everyone was chasing Kawaki, suddenly felt a light that made him feel panicked and look shocked. And right behind Boruto, it turned out that Momoshiki was also there with a happy smile on his face. And Kawaki, who was with Ida, suddenly felt strange about the shinobi's response to him, because Kawaki, who was originally their target, Suddenly, after Ida used the divine ability, everything seemed to be very different. And even different responses were not only shown by the shinobi. Shikamaru, who was originally targeting Kawaki, suddenly turned around after feeling Boruto's chakra around him. And that means those who were originally looking for Kawaki suddenly turned around right where Boruto was. But because they all seemed to be eyeing Boruto and sharing his location, Sarada became confused. And after that, Momoshiki, who was in this situation, tried to ask Boruto something about how he felt after losing everything. But because he still didn't understand what Momoshiki meant, Boruto just kept quiet while holding his injured eye. And at the same time, Momoshiki told Boruto to look behind him. And yeah, Boruto's response really became confused and didn't understand after seeing the reaction of those who were originally looking for Kawaki suddenly became different, like wanting to kill him. Even Mitsuki using Sage Mode was preparing to kill him. And hearing that remark, Sarada and Boruto became shocked. And on the other hand, the shinobi who had originally realized that Boruto was badly injured in his eyes, but now looked confused with Kawaki's eyes that were completely unharmed and nothing happened. But thanks to Ida being there, everything seems to be reversed. Even the shinobi who originally felt that Kawaki was the one who injured Boruto has now reversed his belief and said that it was Boruto who did it. And because everything was reverse, Mitsuki asked him what he had done to Naruto. But because Boruto was confused and did not understand what was meant, Mitsuki was ready to attack him. But fortunately, because Momoshiki has an ability that can be said to be like prediction, he told Boruto to jump to the branch. And at the same time, Mitsuki attacked Boruto from the ground with his big snake. But luckily, Boruto managed to dodge it thanks to Momoshiki. And because Sarada seemed unaffected by Ida's ability, she became clueless about what Mitsuki did to Boruto. But in essence, everyone has now become intent on killing Boruto. And because of that, Momoshiki advises Boruto to run immediately and leave this village, because everyone is coming to him and will kill him. On the other hand, the divine power called Omnipotence possessed by Ida that even she herself cannot control has reversed the position of Kawaki and Boruto. And Boruto, who is currently trying to avoid the fury of the angry citizens of Konoha, he continues to go away to secure himself. And at the same time, Momoshiki continues to explain to Boruto about all the things that have happened to him. And in essence, what happened was thanks to the ultimate power that only an omniscient and omnipotent God can control. A divine technique within a divine technique, and that is omnipotence. And other conclusions, based on Momoshiki's information from what he knows about the omnipotence ability, is nothing but a result of Ida's desire. But from that desire, it is basically a manifestation of Kawaki's desire. And that means Kawaki activated omnipotence through Ida. And now, Boruto and Kawaki's positions have reversed. Ah shit, I've always said this. But in the midst of this situation, when Shikamaru asked about what happened when Ida was attacked by Boruto, Kawaki asked Ida to tell Shikamaru if Naruto was dead. And even worse, Kawaki asked Ida to say if Boruto was the one who had killed Naruto. But from this phenomenon, only Otsutsuki was not affected by the omnipotence ability. But on the other hand, Momoshiki also recognized that Sarada was not affected by this ability. And most likely, the reason why Sarada and Sumire can be unaffected by this ability is one of their mental control. And that is a big reason why both of them can be unaffected by this ability. And the reason why Kawaki asked Ida to say that Boruto was the Hokage killer was none other than to facilitate his mission to kill Boruto. Because with the fact that Boruto is the Hokage killer, then it is certain that he will not be in Konoha. And therefore, this will be a good opportunity for Kawaki to kill Boruto, who is a threat, because he has Momoshiki. But in the end, when everyone was chasing Boruto, Sarada pleaded with her father to listen to the request as his daughter who never demanded it. Sarada asked Sasuke to save Boruto, and at the same time, Sarada awakened her Sharingan eyes. But not long after Boruto escaped, he was finally caught by his friends. And even in this situation, Momoshiki continued to provoke him to sleep so that he could take over Boruto's consciousness, because then Momoshiki would be free to do what he wanted. But because Sarada had previously begged her father, suddenly when Boruto was pressed, Sasuke arrived in time and took him away from that place. And in conclusion, Sasuke, who initially realized that Kawaki was the wrong person because he remembered giving the headband to Kawaki, but the fact was in Boruto, Sasuke realized that at the same time that doubt seemed to silence everything. And that means When Sasuke remembers the fact that Boruto is Naruto's son, that divine ability forces him to silence the truth that has actually happened. And because Sasuke's thoughts and memories cannot be trusted, then with that, he decides to trust his daughter. That is, to save Boruto. And because of that too, then now Sasuke will help Boruto for his daughter and will do so even if his life is at stake. But on the other hand, Momoshiki continues to provoke Boruto so that he will give Boruto's body complete control over Momoshiki, because then he will freely achieve his goals. But unfortunately, it is not easy. Boruto has made up his mind and said that he will not give up and will not let himself get out of control. And not long after that, Ida came to see Boruto to say something. More precisely, Ida apologized for everything that had happened to Boruto. Even Ada admitted that she only intended to help Kawaki. But because Kawaki had other desires, then everything happened based on his desires through Ida's omnipotence. And even in a situation where Boruto has lost everything and is even alienated from the world, Momoshiki, who originally felt that this was a good opportunity because with this he could take over his body, became so annoyed, especially with his stance. But Boruto declared that as a son of Uzumaki and Hyuga blood, he would not lose to Momoshiki and give up so easily. Even after what Kawaki did to him, Boruto stated that he had to become stronger so that everything could end with a fight between brothers. And since Ida was previously the one who made Boruto become like this, she will be responsible for him and will keep the secret and will not search for him despite the insist from Kawaki and the others. Then on the other hand, while Code wants to avenge everyone, Kawaki is determined to find Boruto and kill him, and will not let him live forever as an Otsutsuki. And finally, Boruto's struggle as an exile from this world has begun its course. Living as someone who is called the Hokage's killer, he will fight to bring everything to an end and finish it all. And yeah, finally this manga has been completed. And since tomorrow is the release for Boruto Chapter 15 leaks, I will update as soon as possible, guys. So thanks to those of you who have supported me with likes and subs. I'm Nim. Bye-bye.